Well, Aaron, Joe Biden scored a big win in New Hampshire on election night, one that may have come as a bit of a surprise considering how close the presidential race was here in 2016 and how close it is right now in other swing states. But there are some potential explanations for how the former VP walked away with this contest here in the Granite State. One is the first in the nation primary. Biden didn't come here at all in the general election, and the Trump campaign hit him on that and his poor showing in the primary back in February when Biden left the state early to get to South Carolina before the contest was over here. While there were some bad headlines around that, it didn't end up touching the deep reserve of goodwill Democrats and clearly a number of independent voters have for Biden. One thing that didn't show up in the numbers of the polls in the primary was the way in which Biden campaigned when he was here. Yes, there were some gaffes like calling New Hampshire Vermont, but what may have been far more important was what was unfolding after Biden's speeches. The campaign would let everyone in the venue circle around the former VP, and anyone who wanted to talk to him for a minute or get a picture or a hug, they got that FaceTime. And this is where Biden could really shine. His greatest skill as a politician is his ability to connect one-on-one and empathize with people. So many times we saw Granite Staters coming up to him with tears in their eyes, sharing their story of losing a family member to cancer or some other struggle in their life. Now, there's no metric to measure that kind of interaction, but it clearly helped to build up that reservoir of goodwill for Biden on which he could draw during the general election when he wasn't here. And of course, the campaign really highlighted one of those connections, Braden Harrington, a young man who shared with Biden his struggle with stuttering, and that got national attention. Biden lost the primary, but he won the biggest and most memorable New Hampshire moment in that case. So when you look at the margin of victory here for Biden in New Hampshire and you wonder, how the heck did it get so far out of hand for President Trump here? It's possible. When you look at the style with the winners at the top of the ballot, Biden, Sununu, Shaheen, that leadership with empathy was a deciding factor for voters here on election night. Sean?